I wanted to share a tool that I started using recently. And if you're doing any prospecting or lead sourcing from LinkedIn, it's definitely worth checking out. The tool is called Surf, and it's spelled Surfe. It's a Chrome extension that allows you to add contacts to your CRM directly from LinkedIn. I use it to add contacts quickly, follow my deals, keep track of my notes, and it's actually saved me a bunch of time. The data is always 100% accurate because I don't have to copy and paste each detail from each contact over to my CRM. Instead, Surf does it all for me automatically with just one click. Now, the folks over at Surf have been kind enough to put together a promo offer for fans of SSP. You can go to the link in the show notes and use the promo code JWSURF with an E 5 for a 5% discount on your first year. Check out the link in the show notes and go check them out. What's up, SaaS sales players? I'm speaking a little bit more quietly than I normally would on the pod today because it's about 5 a.m. at my house and I'm trying not to wake everybody up. But I am heading out the door right now to the airport to catch an early flight over to Seattle so I can attend Outreach's Unleash conference. Now, I mentioned this on a previous episode that I'd be attending the show. What I didn't share was that I was invited to speak as a panelist around some of the topics in sales performance, sales tech, and career progress and things like that. I wanted to share a quick soundbite we recorded as a teaser for this event. And in this clip, you're going to hear me answering a couple of questions around how to level up on your knowledge of a sales tech system and what my favorite feature is of Outreach and why. And it's a pretty simple answer, not a very long soundbite, but thought I would share that. And if you happen to be in Seattle for Outreach Unleash this week, come find me. Would love to meet you in person. Enjoy the clip.
That's awesome. No, I love that. I think that's fantastic. I know that you've done a lot to develop, like, sort of within your community, within yourself, your capability around outreach. And I think that one of the most underrated things in terms of my personal experience with outreach is the opportunity to develop compounding habits, right? So, like you mentioned, that consistency of if you are pursuing relationships at an account 2 steps longer than you normally would, or if you are doing 3 or 4 more activities every day, or you're actually doing activity every day instead of 3 days a week, and then, spending a day digging through data or something like that. So I think that those are all things that stand out to me about the platform. Obviously, somebody who's using it, every day for 3.5 years, I've compounded a lot. One of the things I'm always sort of curious about, what's one thing in your use of outreach that people should be doing with the tool that maybe they're not, and maybe it's a big thing, and maybe it's a very, very little thing?
It's a very simple thing, and it's using the tasks within outreach. Again, this by some perspectives, this is sales 101, but you'd be surprised at how many people just don't consider this to be an important part of their workflow. So what I do is I use tasks to keep myself honest, because going back to my earlier comments about consistency, again, whether you want to, become a bodybuilder or a guitar virtuoso, you've got to consistently put time in and do something every day. But the same principles apply to building a pipeline. Mm-hmm. Every day, you've got to spend some time prospecting, networking, and building your pipeline. And the best way, in my opinion, to do that is to have a list of tasks that you wake up to every morning that say, I've got to make these 10 calls today. I've got to make these, 30 follow-ups, and I've got these emails to send. And it's all managed from one single interface. You're not having to, have a bunch of sticky notes all over the place that have everything on it. It's all there for you to just log in. It makes your job very easy. And if you can just do that every single day, there's that consistency right there in building the pipeline. So while I know it's, outreach has a lot of amazing features, and tasks is one that may seem pretty obvious to a lot of people, if you're not using tasks, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to build that consistency in your business.
I love that one. I love the concept of, I think I might steal that, like, pipeline building is bodybuilding. And so therefore, like, outreach tasks are your, like, protein and reps
right.
of the salesperson. So that's really good stuff.